Thanks for stopping in. If you are new to the channel, I have all kinds of stuff that I try to do with a Silverado I have. It's Torque Storm supercharged. You can see all kinds of stuff you want on that if you want to look at my other videos, but for now, we are just going to do a step-by-step video of each individual process of assembling a motor back together. I'll kind of go over some of the stuff that I have. I have everything to put this thing back together and how I'm going to put it back together. I'm going to do individual videos for each process. So for the first step, I'm going to go over how I clean it, and I'm going to prep it for paint. You can see here, maybe you can't see from over there, but there's a little bit of surface rust because some of the WD-40 didn't get on there when it came back from the machine shop. And this is not my motor. This is a motor I'm doing for somebody else, and I'm hoping that I can use this experience to help you guys out with what you're going to be doing in the future. Now, I'm no expert. I'm only 23 years old, and I've just done a handful of motors myself and a handful of vehicles. But I have a pretty well basic understanding of how everything works and where things go and how they should work. So let's get right into it. All right, so here we have a Gen 3 5.3 liter out of a 2003 Suburban. The guy is wanting to do just a mild little build and make things sound thumpy, but he's not wanting a crazy amount of power, and he wants just a clean rebuild. So he actually tore the motor out himself and tore it down into pieces and sent some stuff and sent the block and a bunch of other stuff off the machine shop. They already have the heads ready to go in, the springs and everything are already in there. These are caps. He powder coated the balancer, and he ordered a Brian Tooley Stage 2 cam kit, which is just, he already had the valve or the beehive springs and the heads, but this is the Stage 2 Brian Tooley, and it came with the push rods here for that kit, and it also came with the timing chain set. And then we got a new oil pump here. Here's our rod and crank bearings right here. Got a oil pump installer. We got some LS7 lifters, new pickup tube. We got a new bolt set for the motor. And these bags are just individual pieces of the motor, or bolts. And then we got a gasket set over here. So we pretty much have everything we need to put this thing back together. And first thing, of course, we got all the assembly lube and everything we need over here. There's the pistons in here. Got them all each individually bagged. We'll do the rings as well. But first things first, we got to get this thing cleaned and prepped for, he wants to paint the block red. He said the vehicle's black, so we're going to offset it red, and we're going to get this thing painted and go ahead. It's a really good dog. So I'm going to start off with some of the stuff that I'm going to be using to kind of clean up all this surface rust and get the outside of the block ready. This is a Scotch-Brite wheel and put in the drill. It's really good for like getting some just inner debris out, maybe a little bit of stuff along the smooth surfaces that should not be on there. And then these are nylon wheels. You can get it at any part store you want. They work pretty dang well for like getting the surface rust off and any abrasion. Like so, this is what we're going to use on the outside of the block here. So I will kind of start cleaning this up and do a little speed up of a video for you guys, and then we'll get to the paint prepping, which is going to be starting off with taping. We're going to be using a bunch of brake clean to keep washing all this stuff we're knocking off. So we'll get right into it. I don't really want to bore you guys too much right here with all this speed up video. So I tried to make it pretty limited and speed it up as fast as I could. All we're doing here is knocking off all the rust and debris that didn't get off completely during a hot tank and after sitting for so long. And we're brake cleaning, WD-40 brake cleaning back and forth until we think we have a really good clean inside of the block. And we're gonna get all these surfaces clean and dry with brake clean, just so we know we have a good sealing surface and a taping surface. And here you just kind of see me go back and forth. So somehow I missed a bunch of footage, or my battery died too early, but we got most of the stuff cleaned up down below. I already have the bottom side taped up, and I didn't get to show you taping that up. Alright, sorry I missed the video for the taping down here, if you guys cared about that or not. We're going to take some brake clean, get these surfaces, the tape's going to be on nice, clean, dry. You don't have to worry about getting everything entirely clean just yet. I mean, more clean, the more merrier. So, like all the little fuzz, you're going to want to try to get all that the best you can. If you have a really rigid, rusty-ish motor like this. So, all right, so we can go ahead and start taping this, and we're going to paint just these squares right here, and then up top I'll show you those when we get to it as well. So we're going to tape across here, leave these areas right here open, and I'll start taping here, and then we'll speed it up for you guys again. And then we'll do this all the way up. Alright, so you guys might know this trick already. Take something, we're going to use a razor blade for the cutting, like right here, just to get our clean lines for our paint. But if you guys don't know, when you're on Scotch tape and you have rigid edges like this, you can take something smooth and hard, rub your corner, just like that, and you can get this to happen. Look how straight that cut is. Yep, we'll do that around every single edge here, and we'll come back when this is done. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we are ready for paint. We went all the way around this thing. Every opening to the inside of the block is covered off. And as far as the back of the block goes, if you want to leave it on the engine stand like I did, we're not going to paint anything on the back side. So I took a piece of cardboard, cut it kind of to fit in there, taped it in there the best I could, and we're just gonna kind of focus and be careful towards the back. I mean, everything's sealed off, but I still don't want to risk anything with having a piece of cardboard. But yeah, next we will get to painting. All right, so we are ready to paint. We're going to be using, this is just from O'Reilly's, this is what I've used on the last couple of motors, is the engine paint, the one that withstands up to 500. I think it does pretty well with the paint primer all in one. But yeah, we'll get right into it and then we'll slow down for the finished product. We are back for our final coat of paint and should be all done. Pretty much sums it up. Yeah, we will see where we go from here. Thanks for watching. You can leave a like and subscribe. I'm going to continue doing the rest of this motor for you guys, so you guys will get individual series for all these motors, and I hope you enjoy and hope this helps.